Hello, grade 3! Welcome back to C2 Novel and Vocab Week 9 novel video. I hope that everyone just watched the vocabulary video and are now here for the vocabulary. If not, if you're starting with novel first, good, that's fine. Make sure that you watch the vocabulary video later also. Okay? So welcome back and let's get started. What are we doing here? For those who are new, we are looking at difficult phrases from Bunnicula. And we are doing this for cultural fluency by becoming familiarized with different slang, colloquialisms, which means phrases, or idioms. Students will be able to relate to the novel and use these phrases to show your ideas more precisely and maybe use it with your friends in real life. Today we'll be looking at the final 3 chapters for Bunnicula, chapter 7, 8, and 9. So let's get started. Please go to page 79, which is the second page of chapter 7. And where are we? Are you there? I am. So here, it says, they didn't know how to account for his strange doings, but to their credit, they were willing to let bygones be bygones. But who is they and who is his and who are we talking about here? This is after everything that Chester had did in chapter 6. And now they, meaning the Monroes, they didn't know why he was acting strange, why Chester was acting strange, but they're going to let bygones be bygones. But what does this mean? It means that the Monroes were willing to forgive Chester and to just let it go. So here, instead of holding it against him, they said, I think we're ready to move past and not really focus on what Chester had did before. So the idiom, let bygones be bygones, comes from like an old English, and it means to forgive and forget about things that happened in the past. Bygones means that they have gone by or happened in the past. So when we say, let bygones be bygones, we're just saying it's okay to forgive someone for something that they did a long time ago and not hold a grudge anymore. It's like giving people a fresh start and not staying upset at them for anymore. So, when can I use this phrase, let bygones be bygones, Miss Kimberly? Maybe if you had an argument with someone, you can say, I had a fight with my friend yesterday, but today we decided to let bygones be bygones and play again together. So they're like, we're just going to forget we argued and we're just going to be friends again. Or sharing toys. My little brother broke my toy, but I told him it's okay and let bygones be bygones, and we shared another toy instead. So instead of saying, little brother, why did you break my toy, and yell, we're going to let bygones be bygones and just let it pass. Okay? So try using this word next, or this phrase next time, if you let bygones be bygones without holding a grudge. Let's go to page 82. And here is the end of chapter 7. And it says, Chester is talking here. Go back to bed, Harold. This is larger than the 2 of us. It may seem harsh, but I'm only being cruel to be kind. So what was happening here in this part of the story? Yes, Chester was starving Bunnicula. He was starving Bunnicula with the garlic. No. But anyways, what does it mean here? Larger than the 2 of us. Who's larger? Are they trying to say that Bunnicula is larger than Chester and Harold? What's larger here? Are we talking about size? We're not talking about size of an actual person or animal. Chester means that the situation that they are facing is more significant or complicated for them to handle. It's saying that there's something bigger and something beyond their control or understanding, meaning Bunnicula being the vampire for his theory. So Chester is acknowledging that the situation may be harsh or difficult to deal with, but he believes that taking certain actions, even if they seem unkind at the moment, starving him, it's necessary for them because they're trying to, or Chester's trying to, defeat this vampire, Bunnicula. So larger than the two of us. So when can we use this phrase? Anytime when you're like, oh my goodness, this is larger than life, or this is larger than blah blah. It doesn't always have to be than the two of us. Here, he's just trying to compare them. It's anytime when you're referencing a situation that's a bit too complicated. Good. Let's go to page 82 again. Yes, at the very bottom, it says, tomorrow, however, would be another story, and I was determined that by hook or by crook, my friend Bunnicula would eat by sundown the next day. So this is when Harold was talking, and he's like, you know what, actually, I'm just going to try to help my friend eat. Harold is determined to make sure that Bunnicula will eat by the end of the following day, no matter what it takes for whatever method or way that he's going to do. The expression here, by hook or by crook, is an idiom that means to accomplish something using any means necessary, whether those may be a bit difficult or just hard to go by. It implies a strong determination to achieve a goal. So here, Harold's goal is to let Bunnicula eat the next day. But why are we saying by hook or by crook? It means with whatever the situation or whatever complications may come, I'm going to get it done. But why by hook or by crook? It's a very old idiom, and I believe it comes from medieval England, from what I have researched. And it's believed to come from practices to common people who were allowed to gather firewood from forests owned by kings and other royals. They were allowed to use hooks, which were long sticks with hooks at the end, to pull on the branches. And crooks was like a curved staff or cane to reach the higher branches. So they would use any method to get firewood from these branches and these trees by using, long time ago, something that was a hook and something that was a crook, which just means a longer branch, a longer stick that's a bit curved at the end. Where do these come from? Long time ago. Do you want to use it? Go ahead. If it's something that doesn't fit with your regular vocabulary or with how you talk, that's totally fine if you don't want to use it. I have a goal. My goal is to visit all these different places all over the world. And by hook or by crook, I will make sure that I have the time to travel and see the world. Here, I just used the idiom, by hook or by crook, by any means, I'm going to get my goal finished and travel. Okay? Or you can say, by hook or by crook, I'm going to make sure I get 100% on my next vocabulary test. Let's go to the next one. This is at the very bottom of page 85. It's a very two short sentences, but the first sentence is on page 85 and it goes on to page 86 at the very top. All right, and it says, it was getting dark and Chester was still asleep. Time to swing into action. You may already know what this means by the context of what was happening in the story. Here, Harold was trying to, help Bunnicula. Time to swing into action is an expression or a phrase that means that it's time to start doing something quickly and energetically with like a lot of power and energy. Just like how you would swing your body into the motion at the swing or a playground. It's a way of saying that it's time to get busy and do things. So this doesn't have like a specific origin where this comes from, but it's just like a creative and fun way to say, let's start doing something. Time to swing into action. That's a short one. There are 2 in this phrase. I had a lot of fun looking for these phrases in these chapters because there was just so many to choose from. Let's go to page 92. If you're there, give me a thumbs up. I think everyone has a thumbs up. Okay, on page 92, in the beginning of chapter 9, it says, "And what of Chester, my old friend, who seemed to have flipped his lid, and if you'll pardon the expression, was in the doghouse with the Monroes." So here, the quote has a couple of things that we can talk about. So first, flipped his lid. What does that mean? Does Chester have like a lid of peanut butter somewhere and that he just flipped it? Made it flip on the other side? No, of course not. This is an idiom that means someone has become very upset, angry, or kind of crazy. It comes from the idea of a pot having a container with a lid, right? And when you flip the lid, things inside may spill out or get chaotic. So when we say someone has flipped their lid, it means that they're acting in a way that's a bit out of control, which here Chester did when he jumped. Don't tell it too much. They have to read the story. In the doghouse. In the doghouse is another idiom that means someone is in trouble or facing disapproval because of something that they did, right? So it comes from the idea when a dog misbehaves or they're being bad, they may be put outside in their doghouse instead of being allowed to be in the house with the family. But that's also something that's more so in America, because here in Korea, we don't just have a doghouse outside of our apartment where we like, hey, you go over there when they're being bad, right? In America, some families did that. So in the quote here, the author is saying that Chester was acting super strangely and acting irrationally. So the Monroes are not happy with him because of this behavior and put him outside. Great, let's go to page 95. This is also a quick and easy one, but I just wanted to make sure. It says, "Case closed, Sherlock?" I queried. So this is when Harold is saying, "Is everything done?" And he queried means to ask. So it's a fun way of saying that a situation or a problem has been solved and there's no need to further go on about it. And it kind of has like a playful tone, like case closed, Sherlock. So Chester's didn't change his name to Sherlock. Sherlock is an actual person from before. So Sherlock Holmes is a famous detective in stories. He's known for his brilliant deductive reasoning and solving these complex mystery cases. So by calling someone Sherlock playfully is saying that they figured it out, like they were the detective. So case closed, is everything done, Sherlock? Mr. Detective Chester, is everything done? So here, Harold is asking Chester if the problem or the case about Bunnicula being a vampire is done or not. Oh no, I forgot to change the page here. Let me find it very quickly. It was towards the end of chapter 9. Let me... Hold on one second. Let me pause. Okay, I'm back. So please turn to page 97. This should not say 20. Bad, Miss Kimberly. It should say page 97. And it says, "I knew it was Chester finding himself, as he calls it. He explains to me that he is getting in touch with his kittenhood." Miss Kimberly, you didn't even highlight. But the word here is in quotes. I'm forgiving myself. Let bygones be bygones, everyone, please. So, finding himself. Okay? What does it mean? Finding himself. This phrase is often used when someone is trying to understand who they really are and what they like and what they want in life. It's like exploring your own personality and interests. And people often go through this process as they grow up and learn about themselves. But here, in Chester's case, it's because he is doing what? Yes, he's getting his therapy, his cat therapy. So here, Chester is taking some time to think about and remember what it's like to be a young cat. And it's like a journey to understand more about himself through his therapy sessions that he was having. Why? Why was he having therapy sessions? Yes, because the veterinarian said that he was suffering from sibling rivalry because how he was acting towards Bunnicula. But now, as you can just imagine towards the end of chapter 9, it's just saying Chester's become a bit more calm and trying to find the real meaning of life, and he's no longer really into like the mystery of Bunnicula and the vampires. Okay? Wow! There were so many quotes just now. And it's time for you to review and self-study. Please go back and review chapters 7 through 9 again. Read it again after watching this video so that you can see when this comes up in the story. You're like, that's what this part meant. And it'll help you totally understand the story in fuller aspect. Okay? Oh my goodness, we've already finished another novel together, you guys. High five. Pat yourself in the back. That means you did a good job. Thank you for staying with me to the end. Can't wait to see you guys for week 10. And please make sure to watch both novel and vocab videos. Bye, everyone. Have a good week.